Donald Trump gives his first post-arrest interview. Let's uncover the truth. It looks like Donald Trump is ready to speak to the mainstream media after being arrested for the second time this year. So without further ado, let's jump into these clips. It's Donald Trump. He's on Fox News with Brett Baier, and it's already going pretty wild.
For years, where it was very seriously classified. I have every right to have those boxes.
No, you don't.
This is purely a Presidential Records Act. This is not a criminal thing. In fact, the New York Times of all had a story just the other day that the only way NARA could ever get this stuff, this back, would be please, 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 could we have it back?
And they
please,
asked for that.
Because they have no. We
they
were
did
talking.
Ask for it.
No, and.
Yes, they did ask for them. Donald Trump turned it down. He turned them down. Then they subpoenaed him, and then Donald Trump still refused to give it to them. And I think, actually, Brett Baier asks him about that in this next segment. Let's give this a watch.
Please, please, could we have it back?
And
because they have no. We
they
were
did
talking.
Ask for it.
No,
and they said,
gave
"Can you give the
some,
documents back?"
And we were talking.
And then they said they went to DOJ to subpoena you to get them
which
back.
They've never done before.
Right.
And
because
you
no
know, why not
other
just have them
president
over
has
them?
committed a crime
Because
like this.
I had boxes. I want to go through the boxes and get all my personal things out. I don't want to hand that over
along
to
with the
NARA
nuclear
yet.
documents.
And I was very busy, as you've sort of seen.
Yeah, but according to the indictment, you then tell this aide to move to other locations after telling your lawyers to say you'd fully
Showing
complied
him the
with the
indictment?
subpoena when you hadn't.
But before I send boxes over, I have to take all of my things out. These boxes were interspersed with all sorts of things. Golf shirts, clothing, pants, shoes.
And classified
there were many
intelligence.
things. I would say much more, not that I know of, but everything was declassified. And Biden didn't have the right to do that because he wasn't president. Nor did Mike Pence, by the way, have the right to do that because he wasn't president.
Right, I'm not gonna...
And Donald Trump, nor did you have the right to hold those documents or declassify them because you weren't president anymore. And Joe Biden and Mike Pence, to Mike Pence's credit as well, turned over the documents, and their lawyers cooperated with the Justice Department immediately after they were questioned about it. All right, let's move on to the next one. And Donald Trump says, well, let's just watch it. I don't even know what he's saying here, but this is a little longer.
I don't want to dwell on it, but according to the indictment, you were here at Bedminster on July 21st, 2021, after you're no longer president, and you were recorded saying that you had a document detailing a plan of attack on another country that was prepared by the U.S. military for you when you were president. The Iran attack plan. You remember that?
Ready?
You were recorded.
It wasn't a document.
Okay.
I had lots of paper. I had copies of newspaper articles. I had copies of magazines.
I know. This is specifically a quote. You're quoted on the recording saying the document was secret, adding that you could have declassified it while you were president, but, quote, now I can't. You know this is still secret, highly confidential. And the indictment cites the recording and the testimony from people in the room saying you showed it to people there that day. So you say on this on tape
it says just the opposite.
That you can't declassify it, so why have it?
When I said that I couldn't declassify it now, that's because I wasn't president. I never made any bones about that. When I'm not president, I can't declassify.
And that's what you said. You didn't declassify it.
I said no.
But you still had a document.
Could have
but that wasn't a document, Brett. There was no document. That was a massive amount of papers and everything else.
He's denying the document exists.
And other things. And it may have been held up or may not, but that was not a document. I didn't have a document per se. There was nothing to declassify. These were newspaper stories, magazine stories, and articles.
I'm just saying what the indictment says.
Well,
the recording and the people in the room
Trump's
who
denying
testified.
it.
Very dishonest people. They're thugs.
You were caught on audio.
They're thugs. If you look at what they've done to other people, what they've done to, and overturned in the U.S. Supreme Court. These are thugs.
The suggestion was that you wanted this as evidence that the military, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Milley, had preemptively sent you plans for a possible attack on Iran, and that you didn't order that to happen. That's the suggestion.
I never ordered it to happen, no.
But that's why you wanted the document.
I don't think I've ever seen a document from Milley. Milley, frankly, was incompetent. The last one I'd want to attack as my leader would be Milley. That I can tell you.
All right,
but
last thing on this.
Wow, guys, that is new to me. I'm watching this for the first time, by the way. So we just heard Brett Baier call out Donald Trump for the audio that the Department of Justice has where Donald Trump is basically claiming that, hey, I have this document that details a potential attack on Iran, and I never declassified it, which, by the way, that is a unlawful retention of classified documents, which is not only a violation of the Presidential Records Act, but it's also a violation of the Espionage Act. And then we know Donald Trump refused to turn over those documents to federal prosecutors. But that was significant right there, that segment we just watched, because that is what Donald Trump is going to be asked about when this case eventually goes to criminal trial. That audio tape is going to be brought up. They're going to say, Donald Trump, why did you have this Iran document? And I guess here we just heard Donald Trump's defense, which is there was no document, even though they have evidence that he did have the document. So this was a disaster interview for Donald Trump. I don't know if his lawyers approved of this appearance or not, but either way, I think Donald Trump is toast when he does end up going to trial, and hopefully that happens soon and before the election.